So I just want to talk about cities a little bit. So, capital cities in our game, most MMOs have something that is a capital city. But our capital cities, along with being economic and social hubs, places where players can go and sell their stuff and meet their friends and make guilds and do all sorts of kind of city stuff, our cities are way more than that. So we call them living cities. So what does that mean? So beyond having, kind of this cool place to go, our cities actually grow with you. So you might start out the game and your city is kind of poor. It's kind of dirty and dingy. Maybe there's trash all over the place. There's a big slum, but there's not so much the royal lord's quarters. So as your realm is doing well, as you do great in RVR and PvE and tome and crafting and all the stuff that you do in the game, as you're successful, as your realm is successful, your city levels up. It goes from poor to prosperous. And as it does that, it changes, it grows. It visibly opens up new areas. Places that were blocked off to you in the past become available to you now. There's actually stories that are evolving as your city is evolving. So, for example, you might be walking through in a rank 1 city in Altdorf, and you'll hear the peasants talking about the sightings of a rat man the night before. People are like, there's no such thing as a rat man, and the peasants like, yeah, I saw a rat man. And as the city starts to level up, this story starts to progress until eventually at rank 5, when the city becomes prosperous, it opens up the Skaven tunnels and you start getting quests to send you into the Skaven tunnels underneath the city where there's giant rat men that you can adventure against. So it's just one other aspect of some of the cool stuff that we're doing. You literally might be walking down an alley and there's a big pile of garbage in the way because the city's poor and it's kind of run down a little bit. And as the city levels up, the garbage cleaners come along and they clean out that big plug of garbage in the middle of the alley, and now you can get through it. It opens up a new area of the city for you to go to. You might be able to go to the Temple of Sigmar, and the Temple of Sigmar is there. You can see it, you can walk up to the door, you can knock on the door, but you can't open the door, and it says, cannot enter until your city is rank 3. So your city becomes rank 3, and you can open the doors, you can go inside, there's new quests for you to participate in. One of the great things about this is, as your city levels up, it becomes kind of the crown jewel in for your realm. It becomes the source of realm pride for you in your realm. Your enemy can see that also. He can open up the world map and he can go, Altdorf. Oh, Altdorf is prosperous. Oh, holy crap. Look at Altdorf. It's got Felix and Gottrick visiting right now. It's got these festivals that are going on. It's opened up all sorts of new areas. Really cool. I think it's time to lay assault to Altdorf, because by driving the battle towards Altdorf now, they're able to participate and partake in all of the rewards that you got. So as you open up these new areas, new cool things for you to do in the city, it actually opens them up for your enemy also. All the cool quests that you opened up, now they can partake in if they're able to conquer and capture your city. All the cool new areas, the Temple of Sigmar and the Bright Wizard College, all that stuff, now they can get into. The Crypts of Sigmar, the dungeons underneath Sigmar, now they can get into that. They have new and cool things that they can do because you spent so much time leveling up your city. When we talk about looting and pillaging, you really will be able to loot and pillage. Literally running through the streets, breaking down people's houses' doors, the businesses' doors, walking in, robbing the banks, setting fire to their homes, watching the buildings burn, stealing their stuff. Once you have conquered the city and actually captured it, there's holdout points within the city where there's these great public quests that are happening. So for example, within Altdorf, there's 2 of these kind of last lines of defense. One is in the Temple of Sigmar and one is in the Bright Wizard College. So by entering the Temple of Sigmar, there's a huge, and I mean huge, public quest. I want to say it has 8 stages. It's massive. Where you participate in this public quest, and just like any public quest, depending upon your participation of, the 50 to 100 people that are there kind of thing, depending on your participation, there's opportunity for unbelievably great loot out of this public quest. And then by participating in the other public quests, so there's 2 of them, if you can beat both public quests, it opens up the 3rd and final encounter in the city, that being the fight with the king. So you actually have to go through kind of this mechanism of being good enough to defeat this one, and then being good enough to defeat that one, getting the great loot off of both of them, and then going in for the final attack against the enemy king.
But let me just explain one thing about Jeff that, you know, he's too shy to mention. That one of those questions was about looting, pillaging and burning. Just so you know, I was in the design meeting when the original plan was sorted out. Jeff effectively stood on a table, got very manly, and he said, I want to burn things, I want to pick up torches, kick things over, I want to loot, I want to burn, I want to pillage. That's what I want. And so we went away and retooled it to do that. So burning, looting, pillaging, Jeff's idea, he championed it. I like to think of it as him reliving his early childhood, when he was not actually imprisoned, merely cautioned.